When a woman goes silent, what it really means. Silence from a woman isn't just the absence of sound, it's a signal. A coded message wrapped in stillness. You've probably felt it, that unsettling quiet after you've sent a message. Hours pass, maybe even days, no reply. Your mind starts sprinting laps around questions. Did I mess up? Did I come on too strong? Is she losing interest? That hollow ache of uncertainty can gnaw at your self-esteem, making every vibration in your pocket feel like hope or dread. But what if I told you that silence doesn't mean what you think it means? That in her quiet withdrawal, she's revealing more than she ever could through words? We're not here to peddle cliques like just play it cool or give her space. We're diving headfirst into the psychological, emotional, and spiritual essence of silence from the lens of Stoicism, behavioral psychology, and masculine clarity. Once you understand her silence, you won't chase noise anymore. You'll see what it reflects back to you about who you are. The first mistake men make, equating silence with dismissal. If she isn't responding quickly, most guys assume they've already been ghosted. But that's surface-level thinking. Often, her silence isn't about you, it's about her internal world. She might be navigating personal stress, wrestling with emotions, or simply stepping back to think. Women communicate emotionally and cyclically. Their rhythms aren't always linear or predictable. The quiet may mean she's overwhelmed, or afraid to get closer, or sorting through her own feelings. Deborah Tannen, a linguist, observed that men often communicate to exchange information, while women communicate to build connection. So when she pulls away, it doesn't necessarily mean she's cutting the cord. It might mean she's pausing to protect herself or recalibrate. The real problem arises when you interpret her silence through your own fears. You chase, you over-message, you spiral. Instead of solving a problem, you become the problem. But what if you saw her silence not as a threat, but as a neutral event, one that invites patience, not panic? When the texts stop, the average man unravels. He hits send, then again and again. He seeks closure, reassurance, validation. But the Stoic man, he pauses. He doesn't allow someone else's inaction to disrupt his internal balance. Epictetus once said, "It's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." That silence, it's not rejection. It's simply silence until you assign meaning to it. This is where your emotional muscle is forged. You can either grasp for control or you can sit in the discomfort and allow it to clarify you, not as a punishment but as a purification. Silence is an invitation to return to yourself, to stop outsourcing your value, and to ask that moment is your power. It's not passive, it's presence. And the man who remains composed while others flinch, that's the man who commands attention, even in absence. She might not even realize she's doing it, but silence can be a test. A test of your emotional sturdiness. A test of whether you'll maintain your frame or melt into insecurity. Women are naturally wired to seek stability, emotional safety. And when she steps back, it's often to see, will you stay grounded? Or will you crumble? When you chase too hard or beg for attention, you signal emotional volatility, and that kills polarity. What she's really checking for isn't whether you'll try harder, it's whether you can hold your own when attention disappears. If her silence sends you into overdrive, she learns that your self-worth is negotiable, but if you remain grounded, warm but detached, she feels something rare: trust. Trust that you're stable. Trust that your center isn't for sale. Every time you double text, over-explain, or send a guilt-laced message, you reinforce a dangerous message. My confidence depends on your reply. That shift from being calmly interested to being emotionally hungry breaks the tension that builds attraction. The masculine energy becomes needy. And nothing is more unattractive than a man who broadcasts insecurity. Psychologists call this reactance. When people feel their freedom is threatened, they pull away. When you try to force communication, even subtly, you smother her psychological space. What should you do instead? Respect the distance, let her wonder. Let her feel the vacuum of your attention. Because here's a secret: absence creates desire. but only if you don't sabotage it with pursuit. Stay silent. Stay powerful. If she's quiet, don't sit in emotional limbo, build something. Instead of checking if she's online, ask yourself, where am I not showing up for me? Go train, go write, go make money. Reinvest in the empire of you, because when your life is rich and full, her silence becomes background noise, not the main soundtrack. This isn't avoidance, it's alignment. The more alive you become in your own path, the less you need someone else's signal to feel seen. That's not arrogance, it's sovereignty. The man who leads his own life is never left behind. And paradoxically, that's exactly the type of man women circle back to because his energy nourishes, not needs. His silence ends, she reaches out. A light-hearted message, maybe even an apology, now what? Most guys either erupt with emotion or give her the cold shoulder to teach her a lesson. But both reactions reveal immaturity. If you've truly grown in her absence, you don't need to punish or prove. You simply respond from your new center. You're no longer reacting, you're evaluating. Does her message align with the direction you're moving in? Do you still want what she offers? If so, respond with warmth and boundaries. Good to hear from you, I've been focused on a few big things. That line alone says everything. It tells her you've evolved, you've adapted. You're not waiting, you're choosing. Every unanswered text, every paused conversation, every quiet space she creates, it's not a verdict. It's a mirror that asks, do you crumble in the absence of approval? Silence isn't the enemy. Emotional fragility is. When you learn to find stillness in uncertainty, you become something rare, a man who's unshaken by the whims of others, a man who holds himself so well. That absence doesn't feel like abandonment. It feels like opportunity, so let her go silent. Let her disappear for a while. And while she wonders what you're thinking, go build a version of yourself so compelling that when she returns, she realizes you never left. You just outgrew the need to be answered. That's not revenge, that's growth, that's Stoic edge.